You're gonna go out and apologise and say that to him.
Listen to Iron Maiden, baby, with me.
Welcome to Listen to Iron Maiden, baby. I'm Ash from South Wales.
I'm Ante from New South Wales.
Change my name, sorry. I'm pissed off is what I am.
Why?
Now, for you listeners, you may look at my attire today. I'm
Mm.
wearing a suit. We agreed to wear a suit to make an apology for being so late without podcasts. You didn't wear one.
No.
I look like a right lemon now doing an Iron Maiden podcast wearing a suit. Can't believe it.
It's like a full-on news show.
It is.
Today we're joined by
Today,
Ash.
on Iron Maiden News, Bruce has sold and chopped up the plane.
It's the background.
Okay. Well, I've already made the announcement. It's not professional.
Oh, okay.
Breaking news. Ante is a twat.
You know it.
Welcome to the podcast, guys. This is all about Iron Maiden. We have right here. I'm Ash. I can't find a great Ash sound. I'm trying to find one. Anyway, sorry for the delay, guys. The long-time listeners. I'm a huge Iron Maiden fan, and is now a big Iron Maiden fan.
Mhm.
And we decided to do a podcast in Japan about Iron Maiden. But as we are in Japan, lots of noisy stuff outside.
Yeah.
But also, right now is the busy time of the year, the end of the year.
It is.
In Japan, they were like, when's the financial year?
Hmm.
Oh, it's from April to, March. And they're like, well, let's just put our whole calendar around that.
Hmm.
Makes sense.
They do that, don't they?
Yeah, it makes sense. But
Hmm.
that means that also the year begins in April and the year ends in March. And as it is in March right now, we're fucking busy.
Mm.
And I apologize. And they had to cancel. I had to cancel. But this episode is only about B-sides.
Only?
It's not that big a deal.
Oh.
I don't think the audience are like, oh my God, I need to hear Ash talk about King of Twilight.
Well, there might be. I hear someone in the back, maybe.
Well, I'm not sure.
Yeah?
Probably that guy.
Get it! Fucking get it!
All right, Blaze. Sorry. Anyway, mate, how are you? What's been going on? It's been a
Not
while.
too bad, man.
Apparently, the audience have sent in their emails that they quite enjoy us talking about our life in Japan. So,
Oh.
I mean, you had an escapade with some Swede, which turned up with you on an island, a spooky island, right?
Well, we were supposed to go to another spooky island, but this Swede got to Tokyo and got the plague.
The plague,
The plague! Bring out your dead. Ding, ding, ding.
bronchitis,
Mm.
gutted.
Yeah.
So, what did you went to a little island?
Little island nearby called Miyajima. If anybody knows the big red torii gates in the water.
Yeah, we live in
Yeah.
Hiroshima, and that's the big tourist spot, and it's Fidus. It's pretty cool.
It is. Packed though.
Yes.
Always packed, but nighttime, ghost town. Anybody that knows convenience stores, they have one Lawson there, closed 9:30.
Closed at 9:30.
That was a shock because they're supposed to be just forever.
Well, they got to prevent the foreigners from standing outside drinking beer
Well, yeah, that's
somehow.
probably what it is, man. Yeah, getting on the drink.
I know. Anyway, yeah. So actually, that's good. I've been very busy because a few things. So, two musical things which happened to me.
Hmm.
Now, my whole time in Japan, I've been doing a band.
Yep.
And my band ended about 2 years ago because two members went back to the UK. Back to Blighty.
Bastards.
No, actually, I was pretty happy because
You're over it.
not over it. But like, what I mean is that like I only got into music to record music.
Hmm.
I just wanted to record, and I started working in a recording studio, and I realized that the whole job is just being a bloody psychiatrist and trying to split up people. Okay, I'm sorry. I know you want to play the part, but this guy's better. It's all this bullshit. It's not what you think it's going to be, right?
Hmm.
You got to have a certain personality to work in a recording studio, to be a producer and all that stuff, and I just don't have that.
Hmm.
So I thought, well, I'll just record my own music. So I just started writing songs and playing,
works.
playing guitar just for that purpose,
Yeah.
So, and that's all I do is I just like to do music. But as I was growing up, I can't play drums. I need a drummer.
Yeah.
I can't really sing. Get a singer.
Mhm.
And, it's fun to do that. But now I'm like in my 30s. I've been a bit more like, not really into it
Complaining
anymore.
about his 30s.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
Speak up, I can't hear you over here. Yeah, go on.
the point is that as I've gotten older now, I'm just not into that much. I like just recording the music and recording. That's fine. I want to do that.
Yeah.
But as the whole like gigging and things like that, I was just not
Mm.
that into it.
Mm.
But Nowadays, I can do everything I want because there's like drum samples and things like that. I can do whatever I want.
Dude, how easy is it these days?
It's fantastic.
Mm.
But as the singer and drummer left,
Yep.
the singer is coming back and he's like, instead of just going to the pub and meeting up, why don't we just play a gig?
Rock out, man.
And I was like, yeah, sounds good. But the drummer, Jamie, who, he knew all the songs and, if he came as well, it would be much easier. But I was a little bit worried because learning like over 10 plus songs
Yeah, hang on. So what,
in a couple of months.
He's not coming?
No, he's not coming.
So what's happening?
So Keita, the guitar player, got another drummer to do the songs. So I sent him the songs, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I was a bit worried because I was like, how is someone going to learn?
I would be. It doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah, over
you don't
10
know.
songs, whatever. Because, Jamie, even Jamie he's a good drummer, but he knew the songs for years and years, so
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
okay. But I was a bit like, uh-oh. Anyway, we met the drummer,
Mm.
Keita, fantastic job. He got basically a professional drummer, like one of
Or
those
like a
ones
session
that,
player.
yeah, he's basically like reading off the iPad the whole score. So
Freak.
yeah, we had
Yeah.
one practice, and it was like, oh, that's good enough actually, because
Okay.
I wrote most of the songs,
Yeah.
so I know what I'm playing.
Yeah.
Keita is fantastic.
Yep.
And the drummer was spot on, and Ed on bass, he practiced. It was like, oh, this is if we played this gig right now, no one would be
Yeah,
none the
yeah.
wiser. So I'm pretty happy about it. But talking of sickness,
Mm.
we were supposed to rehearse last week, but he got the norovirus, the drummer.
The norovirus.
Yeah,
It's the norovirus.
one of those viruses that's called Nora.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea, but he's sick, and the gig is on the 30th.
Mm.
It is now the 20th.
How serious is this virus?
I don't know, but that's why I haven't been promoting it, because I'm like, it's not going to happen if it doesn't happen. I hope it does, but if it doesn't happen, shit. But this guy's really good.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about it. But Richie's going to come and he's going to have to sing. But
So when's that? That's next week, is it?
yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Guys, if you're in Japan, where's it at?
It's at a place called 414. It's opposite the old Tokyo Hands, the big Tokyo Hands.
Yeah.
It's a good place.
Anyway, back to the music.
We should do that a lot more.
Mhm.
Hey, that was good. Set you
I
up
love
there.
that one.
Yeah, and our favorite old Paul. Rest in peace, Paul. Yeah, that always gets you.
I love
Always
that
gets
one,
you.
man. Yeah.
Bruce on the mangoes.
Don't like mangoes.
Down like mangoes. And
I don't mind them.
of course, well,
Fuck off. Don't be a twat.
Timing.
you got into it very well.
Mm.
And my favorite,
We've got a turd in the punch bowl.
I repeat,
I repeat, we have
Got
a turd in the punch bowl.
do we have a turd in the punch bowl on today's episode, which is about B-sides. Today we're going to do Power Slave B-sides,
Mhm.
which are quite interesting.
Mm,
But,
Power Slave.
Come on, guy.
Come on, guy.
Power Slave.
You might even get it free.
Yay.
Or you might like this. Oh,
Oh.
666, the number of the beast.
Mm.
My favorite. On your way like an eagle.
Seagull.
Not a seagull, like an eagle. But then again, seagulls are pretty good,
They
and
can
pigeons
kind
too.
of, yeah. they do their
Pigeons
thing.
can evade peregrine falcons.
Can they?
Yeah, I'm from Wales, and there's a lot of peregrine falcons and a lot of
Mm.
pigeons, and I've seen a pigeon outfly a peregrine falcon.
Bastard.
They have good vision, see, they can see that they evolved for that, to
Mm.
see the peregrine falcons.
The winged rats.
Because there's a lot of let's play Ante's favorite. Live to fly, fly to live, do. It's hard to stop
That-
that one, isn't it?
Mm.
And kind of related to today because we're going to be listening to a song by a band who I Maiden stole from.
Ooh, yeah.
Stealing someone's lyrics.
Oops. Minutes to steal the lyrics.
Of the band. So,
Mm.
as we can see that we are trying to cut down on playing clips because guess what? YouTube says, naughty, naughty, we're going to cut your episode.
What have you done?
Right, we started the podcast on audio form.
Mhm.
Now we move to video.
Hmm.
The best place to watch video is undoubtedly YouTube.
Mhm.
But as we are playing a lot of clips, a lot of music, you might be watching this on YouTube right now, and suddenly there's just no audio because we're playing a clip. This reminds me of my favorite movie, Kung Pao.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So good. And so to combat that, you can support us, weird word, on patreon.com/I am Maiden Baby. And
Support us. We need all the
Support
help
us.
we can get.
it's
some more than
$1,
others.
and you can see all the videos, all the episodes without any interruptions and no cuts and things like that.
Mhm.
Or on audio form, which is fine, but you don't get to see my suit.
Right?
Suits you, sir.
Hmm.
And of course, on YouTube, then hopefully nothing gets flagged. The last one didn't get flagged because we're not really playing many clips. So what we're going to do now, guys, in the future is just to avoid that, live and learn, When we go to the next album, which is next week or next podcast, No Prayer for the Dying, we shall be going playing a little bit of clips, and I'll speed it up. I'll do some
Try and be sneaky.
I'll do some
about it.
sneaky stuff to get it into the episode.
Hack
so
the system, man.
that's the plan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking of hacks, we got an email from. Did you get my joke? Hack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to call it. So we got an email from Mr. Ian Stevens.
Yep.
I'm Ian Stevens.
Yes.
You never pull with a name like that. Never. Anyway, Ian Stevens' email said to us,
Yes.
cheers, in reply to what we said. Genuinely fascinated to see what Ante makes of the next 2 albums. Me too.
I'm looking forward to it, man.
Though Bruce is still present and correct, everything else just feels a little flat and lackluster. That's true. I would say that the music... Okay, so this episode is about B-sides, right?
Yeah.
When I listen to I Maiden B-sides, which is mostly covers of other songs, all it makes me think of is I Maiden just sound like no one else. Like all these covers that they do, it just sounds so like flat-footed compared to like I Maiden. It's a bit like trudgy and they get there in fucking X Factor, but like during this from the first album up until Seventh Son, I'm in on the toes, the music is like it sounds so different and unique compared to everything else that's going on, and when they do the covers, you hear them playing like another, a regular song. You're like, oh my god, it sounds
a bit wrong.
It just doesn't sound right, But in the next 2 albums, the songwriting does go a bit down. Well, more than a bit. But Bruce is still slamming it, and he's trying to keep it interesting by doing his little new voice.
Yeah.
But we'll see where you feel when we get there. Anyway, almost as if Adrian's ear for cool harmony is gone, because he's gone, and Steve's ego is raging out of control. Be interesting to see if he picks up on it first time round. That being said, there is some gold. Bring your daughter. Hooks in you. Holy smoke. And the assassin. Better watch out. From No Prayer and Be Quick or Be Dead. Be quick. Oh, that's a pretty good song. Or Be Dead. Afraid to Shoot Strangers. And the title track from Fear the Dark. So that's are well worth a listen, in my opinion. Yeah, they're good songs. Anyway, up the irons. Thank you, Ian. There's a lot. So it's funny because he just mentioned Adrian's ear for cool harmony is gone because he is out of the band. So talking of I Made News, Adrian Smith just had a little recent interview about his leaving the band. He said, the 80s were very intense. For everybody, you've got to be mentally strong to get out there and perform every night. And I definitely had some issues. A lot of times I would retreat into myself, but sometimes I just completely freaked out. Yeah, I mean, as we've seen, toured a lot. Mentally, it's like you got to be on point,
The dates that they pull.
Yeah, it's insane. Like one day off now and again,
Yeah.
Anyway, Smith coped with alcohol and cocaine. I knew it. The devil's powder.
Sniffles.
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 We just kept hammering away. It's what you've got to do, and everyone's got their own problems. They're trying to keep themselves together. I think with drugs, though, isn't it? It's like, they do have a purpose. There is a reason why people take them. Yes, they're addicted, but also they do give you these, like, superpowers kind of things,
Musically.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. And, cocaine is famous for that, of course. And, it's, you got to do what you got to do. Like, sometimes when you're like, listen, you got to play this gig right now, but you're feeling sick, what are you going to do?
Oh, just snort some Ajax.
Exactly. And when you're like, a lot of players, soccer players, I'm into soccer, their legs bug, they just take a shot in the leg and they play, and it ruins. In the long run, it hurts them a lot. But yeah, but there's like thousands of people outside who need to watch it
That's
right
that
now.
thing, right? When you're at an elite level,
Yeah,
there's choices to make, man.
yeah, and you can't be off.
No, man.
If you're off, because we paid to go see Maiden, right?
Mm.
We went to Osaka to watch them.
Yeah.
Imagine like Steve was just like, "Oh, do you know, lads, I'm a bit tired. Can I just go like 80% today?" We're like, "Are you kidding me? I paid top dollar for this bloody gig, Steve. Jump around and point your bass."
Riff on.
Right, exactly, right? You can't really ask for that. Or, do you know what? I've had a great idea, right? Why don't they do a tour, right? But they charge like, I don't know, like 60% less for like the day after.
Right.
And they say like, listen, we're just going to sit down on chairs like boy bands.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Maybe that would help, right? So they do like, let's say they 3 dates, right, in a row. The first date is a full-on one. The second one, they play, but they just sat down on stools like boy bands. And then the next day they'll go like, and you scale the pricing accordingly. So let's say it's $80 for a full-on concert.
Yeah.
And then it's like 50, 45 for the sitting down one.
So which one did you say? Did you go to the sit down or the...
I don't know.
Yeah.
A real fan would go to both, right?
Right.
But, give them a break.
You know what? I reckon they could get away with it.
Right?
Or
Or
around for
they
that
just
long.
say, listen, guys, we're fucking knackered. Can we just go, like, can I not run around, just play and stand on the stage?
Yeah,
I'd still, you just pay less.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea. I think bands need to be doing that.
They're still performing.
No one steal my idea.
It's copyrighted.
Anyway, in 1992, Maiden played Monsters of Rock Festival in Donington, and they invited Adrian to come on stage. This is like 2 years later.
So they were talking then.
Yeah, well, he says, it was my missus who said I should do it, just to show there's no hard feelings. But missus means wife or girlfriend in the UK. When I got there, I was nervous, and I started drinking whiskey. So I was pretty lit up when they went on. I was at the side of the stage watching them play all the songs I used to play and just burst out crying.
Oh.
Me too, if I saw bloody Yannick playing my solos. Joke. I was overwhelmed. Up until that point, I hadn't experienced much regret, but it really hit me then. There was a lot of my life in that band, and I was so close to where I used to be. I hadn't brought a guitar. I just grabbed one of Dave's. Yannick grabbed me in a headlock and pulled me all the way out to the catwalk before I had played a fucking note. And when Running Free started up, I thought, fucking hell, this is a bit fast. Yeah, mate. They were playing a little bit fast at that time.
Yeah.
It's funny because Yannick, people would think that he'd hate Yannick, but they're all kind of friends in the same circles.
That's
anyway.
really cool.
Yeah.
I like to hear that, man.
Yeah. Next one, we got another one from Tex. Old Tex. Jason
Hello,
Levitt.
Tex.
Tex, greetings from the US again.
Hey.
Again, thank you for the kind words and the nickname in your last episode. No problem, Tex.
Hey.
I appreciate the information on culture in the UK and Australia. Yeah, culture.
I spell it with a K.
Do you know what's funny, right? I was rewatching the In-Betweeners recently.
Oh.
Yeah.
Barely remember that one, but
Yeah,
that was good.
Hilarious. It's really accurate portrayal of UK schooling life, right? And they done 2 movies. I didn't even know that.
I thought they did one.
The second movie, they go to
Okay.
Australia on a gap year. And
Which one did I see? Okay, I've only
the
seen
first one is
yeah.
they go to Spain or something like that.
Oh,
Anyway, I watched
okay,
the second
yeah,
one, and they're in Australia.
Mm.
And it's funny because we have the same kind of like language and talk, whatever, but it's so different at the same time, and like the bloody Australian, we're English, we can get any jobs we want just have an English accent, we can be a marine biologist, and it is funny because we do feel like Australia's a bit just full of like idiots or whatever, but yes.
There's a lot there.
Yes, there is, and a lot there with nothing there, Anyway, as for the nickname, it's funny for a couple of reasons. One, you guessed correctly where I live. I live in Houston. That's right. Or
Hey,
Houston or Houston. What do you
we
say?
have a problem.
That's right. Houston. We have a problem.
Houston.
So good job on that.
Mm.
Yeah, I know my geography. Secondly, he said second because he's American. He doesn't use adverbs. Second, it is funny because I am not from Texas. One of my favorite things to do is make fun of Texans for their ridiculous beliefs about Texas. Also, their inability to handle the slightest bit of cold weather. Yeah, man, I know what you mean. Like, I'm from a really cold country.
Mm-hmm.
You grew up in Australia, right?
Yeah, it's not really cold.
Right?
But
So,
yeah.
how do you... in Japan, it gets pretty cold here.
And not that Hiroshima's the coldest place.
Yeah.
It's fucking cold.
Yeah, I can imagine that. So
Yeah.
I'm used to it, man. But yeah, I know what you mean. I'll spare you their silly beliefs and cold weather softness. Thank you. As for the Dream of Mirrors controversy, in my original email, I said it wasn't a bad song. I know, but I was just fishing for likes there, you know. I know what you're saying. It just never clicked with me. Yep, some songs didn't click with me either. But see, if you're a true fan, whenever anyone says something slightly negative or something you like, you just jump on them and forget everything.
Rah,
Yeah. You
know
fucking what,
nothing.
mate? You fucking what? You know, you gotta do that, yeah. So yeah, you didn't care for Seven Son of a Seven Son, which is one of my favorites. Well, you like that. Seven Son of a Seven Son.
Seven son of a seven.
Son. Is that good, is it? Well, that's good, is it? So I guess we're
hate
even.
it.
I don't hate it either, but I don't like it. Glad you liked the Miami Vice clip. That was cool, seeing it in Miami Vice. Yeah. I about fell out of my chair when I heard it the first time. Yeah, I would imagine that, right?
Yeah.
Like when I heard when I watched Slow Horses and they played Alexander the Great in the car, I was just like,
That's pretty random, man.
so random, right? Yeah, and that's a great show too. Yeah, one of all the songs for TV show that was just as popular for the music they played in the actors. I was impressed. Me too, man. They could chose any song. They chose that one. Interesting. Anyway, looking forward to hearing what you guys have coming up next, especially with the controversial No Prayer and Fear the Dark. Never mind the Blaze Bailey era. I'm curious to see if my opinions line up with the two of you. We shall see if your opinions line up.
Yeah.
Great job with your song creation. The lyrics are very well done. Be safe and have a good one. Thanks, Jason, aka Tix.
Cheers, X.
I call him Tix.
Well, I can't.
No, because I'm in a fucking suit, which we agreed we're going to wear suits today as an apology to a Japanese apology video. I'm so sorry for not doing a podcast for a while. Thank you. So that's the news. I made news. What?
What about the movie news we spoke about the other week?
That's right. There is something which is slightly related to Maiden, in that the old Spinal Tap. Because actually, I would say that a lot of Spinal Tap, some of the stuff definitely happened, to the band, right?
Yeah.
So let's watch the Spinal Tap 2 teaser. Oh, there's the 11.
Oh, all to 11. Oh.
Where the demons dwell, where the banshees live, and they do live well.
Love that.
All right. First off, Spinal Tap is a great movie, and the songs are very good.
I fucking love them.
They're so good because even people who watched the movie didn't realize that it was not a real band. They're really good songs. Especially
will our voices be heard, or will they break like the wind?
Yeah, I'm excited. I do like. It's a bit late, isn't it?
I didn't expect it. When I was like, are you serious?
It's weird, isn't it? Like, they either like do it like immediately. It's either they either do a sequel too soon, and it's a shit because it's too soon, or it's too long. The only one, the ones Mad Max, fair enough, because guess what? They changed it up. They didn't just they didn't get Mel Gibson back as an old guy, did they? They just did a new one.
Really, yeah.
But I like Spinal Tap, but that's funny. 11, whatever, But yeah, a lot of Maiden stuff there. Oh, talking about that though, one of my other favorite bands, Mastodon, the guitar player Brent Hines has been basically booted out of the band. Finally, gutted. Yeah, this is a guy who is an amazing country wizard up in the hills. Amazing guitar player, incredible guitar player.
Yeah.
But Mastodon is a band that has, complicated metal songs, and they're all kind of chill, I guess. Well, they are now. The other guitar player, Bill, introduced himself to Lars Ulrich from Metallica by
there's a problem.
Yeah, slipping his penis into his pocket. First time they met. Now, he's not the crazy one. He's not the crazy one.
Yeah.
Brent is the crazy one.
Okay.
Brent is the guy who basically went up to the Machine Head bases and kicked him in the balls first time we met him, and then went into the room and ate all his food from the ride or whatever. And
what would you prefer, a dick in your pocket or a kick in the balls?
I don't know. Both are terrible.
Right?
Yeah. But anyway, Mastodon is a band that I love, but one of the I honestly, I've always thought to myself, I would have kicked him out years and years ago because he's very problematic. And what happened was he got in a fight with System of a Down years ago.
Yeah.
And one of the System of a Down's roadies, whatever, knocked him out, put him in a concussion. And he woke up and he wrote the best album I've ever heard in my life. And since then,
Yeah.
yeah, it's incredible. Crack the Sky is one of my favorite albums. And after that,
Love
though,
that, yeah.
he kind of checked out of the band. He's not writing anything anymore. And the other guys are writing all the music, and he's just, kind of playing guitar. But at the same time, the last album, he's like, kind of like dissing it and saying it's shit, and like, on stage, he's just a problematic guy. But they've kicked him out of the band, and it's like, oh, they're gonna get someone new. They might be more stable as a band, but they're kind of missing that Adrian thing kind of thing. So
juice.
Yeah, it's different why guys get kicked out of bands, but like Adrian is, he's a cool guy, isn't he? He's no problem.
Yeah.
Man, Brent Hines, just Google Brent Hines stories. You're like, oh my God, I would never want to be in a band with this guy.
Yeah.
Even like when he joined the band, he was drunk and he just turned up, but they were like, oh my God, this guy's he rides on his talent. You know what I mean? He's one of those guys.
It's the thing of like, bands are hard enough without having a mental case.
Exactly. And he is top of the line, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a tattoo across his I mean, let me just show you a picture of this guy, right? Brent Hines leaves Mastodon after 25 years. That is crazy though, man. After 25 years. When I first saw Mastodon, Iron Maiden live, second time, it was at a festival.
Yep.
Iron Maiden were headlining. Mastodon were like fourth before them. And they came out, and I was just like, "Whoa!" I became a huge fan from that gig.
Yeah,
because I was just blown away by them. How crazy! This is his solos, right? They all sing.
Oh, really?
They all taking turns. Right now, the bass player's singing.
I know.
Yeah,
of
Mastodon.
Mastodon.
Yeah.
I like this.
This album is insane, right?
I think I'll be delving into a bit of Mastodon.
You should, mate. And once we've done all the albums, if we're still getting along and not haven't killed each other yet,
Yeah, we got time.
we're basically gonna do like a Iron Maiden. What I want to do is just for people who listen to the podcast, give us a band, give us an album, we'll check it out.
Yeah,
as a kind of like a review kind of thing. But Mastodon is insane. Oh, okay, so this is what Brent, right? Is that the last album they did? They did the album, but then they're like, Brent, we'll do an EP of your songs.
Okay.
So 4 songs he did, and then for me, the Brent is much better than the
I thought
album.
you were about to say that. Yeah,
So
yeah,
this
yeah.
is an example, right? This is like his kind of stuff. So whatever Brent has got, I like it.
Same.
Right? This song is so good, toe to toe, right? And it's not on the album. It's like a little EP called Cold Dark, but it's fucking awesome. Okay, now what's crazy as well, right? Is that this guy here, YouTuber, Ben Ella,
Oh,
He's
yeah.
guitar
I know
teacher,
him. Yeah.
very good. Guess what? Brent, they're on tour right now.
Yeah.
But Brent just left. Guess who stepped in?
Are you serious?
This fucking guy.
That's
How cool is that? Imagine you do like,
Let's just get that guy.
What? like you're a YouTuber doing this is what Mastodon. I love Mastodon. Then they call you and say, "We need you to play these songs because you're the only one that knows them all."
It's like, what do you do? You're like, oh.
Isn't that amazing? Still, remember I told him about my dream about me being on the side of the stage and like Yannick is sick and they're like, "Oh, we need someone to play the song." And I'm like, I can do it in my suit.
Yeah, Ash can do it.
I'll play it. The final frontier. Anyway, I'm so sorry that Brent is gone, but like I said, the post Brent concussion stuff, I still like it. But is it as good as the first 3-4 albums where it's just like, I mean, it is insane stuff is on there, right? Oh my god. Okay, right, ready? And then suddenly,
I could bring out the banjo.
he is a banjo player, but holy crap,
Hell,
man. And they got this song, right, called Halloween. It always reminds me of driving in Japan. Woo! Don't stop. Oh, yeah. Hoo-hoo!
What do they usually tune to?
Oh, they're in like weird tunings, man.
Yeah.
B's and C's and standard, whatever. They're in a
Okay,
lot of
yeah.
weird tunings, right? But man, I know this is the Iron Maiden podcast, man. We're going to love some other bands too. Back to the music.
Yeah.
Let's listen to some B-sides today, right? So we decided to
Let's.
do the old Power Slave ones.
Mm.
So first one up, guys. Let's go to Rainbow's Gold, since 2 Minutes to Midnight is on the 2 Minutes to Midnight single, which has 2 singles, which we'll talk about in a minute. Very fun. This one's called Rainbow's Gold, right? Now, right, this makes no sense to me, right?
How so?
We talked about Hallowed Be Thy Name.
Mm.
We know they stole lyrics. Well,
Right.
Steve took the stole the lyrics, right?
Mm.
Now, guess who is this song? Guess who's the sing? This is a Rainbow's Gold song.
Yeah.
And it is written by Terry Slessor from the band Beckett. Huh. Let's look at these lyrics here.
Hmm.
Rainbow's Gold. And your bird she's singing. Catch your soul. He's willing to fly away. Hallowed be thy name. Catch my soul. It's willing to fly away. Huh.
Mm.
Obviously, Steve liked the line enough to borrow it, which is
Mm.
fine because it helped create possibly the best song ever. I agree. If Steve hadn't stolen the lyrics, no one would have heard this Rainbow's Gold song. But this is
True.
is
Yeah.
a Power Slave single, right?
Mhm.
Hallowed Be the Name is a couple albums back. If you stole someone's lyrics, don't cover this song and everyone be no. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Does that make any
That's
sense?
not like,
Like,
yeah.
I don't
What
I
are
don't
you
get
doing?
it. All right, so Rod said, right, this was originally done by a band called Beckett, who the band liked a lot. Apparently, a lot.
Hmm.
Adrian used to do a cover of another of their songs, Rain Clouds, in his band, Evil Ways. Beckett was from Newcastle and has a great singer called Terry Wilson Slessor.
Hmm.
He was Beckett's agent prior to meeting I Maiden. Okay, so there we go then, right? Rod was their manager, and everyone's into the band. They know Steve's taken the lyrics for Hallowed Be Thy Name, and
So this is literally like, hey, you know that person I didn't kill?
yeah,
I'll show you where I didn't put their body.
exactly, right? It's
You
still
know
like
what I
that.
mean?
It doesn't make any sense to me, right? Yeah. So,
Mm.
like, of course, they didn't know that what's going to happen in the future. But this is we listened to this is the Beckett song, right? A Rainbow's Gold. So that's right. And then it goes on. So we listened to another one of their songs. I think it's Life Shadow, which is the, Hallowed Be the Name rip-off kind of thing.
Yeah.
But they also ripped off in the future on the album. There's another song which they rip off. I can't remember the bloody song it was now, but it's like almost note for note, kind of thing. It's like, ooh.
Oh, that's
From this
awkward, man.
Why are they covering this band? All right, let's listen to the Maiden bloody one, right? So this is it's not King of Twilight, isn't it?
Mm.
No, not one. All right, this is Rainbow's Gold by Maiden from good old Nico.
Yeah.
So it's pretty close to what the original
How
was.
good those drums sound.
It sound really good, right? The drums are
Yeah.
amazing. So it's pretty much like a not note for note, but it's pretty close to the cover, of the original.
Yeah. It's just got a more warmer tone to
Right?
the
Yes, yes. And it's pretty good. So it's pretty just like straightforward cover,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But it makes no sense to me why they would cover this song. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
look, be aware of your surroundings. This is gonna come back to bite you in the ass. I mean, I would say "Hallowed Be the Name" is a top Maiden song. Top
Yeah,
3,
yeah.
and they can't really play anymore because there's like all this shit around it. And just change a couple of words. That's all.
Yeah.
It's not that important, is it? Really, you could change to anything. Yeah, it's not bad, right? It's not bad. It's fine. It's a good song. But like I said, when I listen to these, I mean the covers that they do.
Yeah,
It just
yeah.
makes you, it's so straightforward, and compared to I Maiden. It's fine. But like I said,
It's what you were saying before.
yeah,
They can do it.
yeah, right.
They're ripping it.
Yeah.
but it's still
right. It just sounds to me like it's like a flat-footed dancer, you know.
yeah.
Like, it's just really,
yeah.
you know, it's just quite. I mean, it's got so much bounce and so much like, you know, like so much to it that
Yeah.
when they do a cover, which is fine, they like the song, but
Like-
guys, don't cover a band you've ripped
If
off.
This was 100% their song,
Yeah,
and you play this to me now.
yeah.
It's like, is this like a, just an ideas thing? They didn't
yeah,
really
yeah,
put
yeah,
on
yeah,
a,
right, exactly.
yeah.
Like just like bashing out some ideas
yeah,
and
yeah.
put a song together later, right?
Mm.
Yeah, but you know, I may not have like these kind of riffs, but like not really, because the bass
Yeah.
will be doing something more, and the drums, you know, something will be happening more, right?
Like an Iron Maiden light.
Mm.
Kind of-
It is light Iron Maiden,
Mm.
0.
No sugar.
Yeah. But I think it's a good song. I like
Yeah.
the song. The song's good. They've done a good cover of it. The
Mhm.
drums sound great. It's fine. It's perfectly well.
Yep.
But we're here for the main event. The third one on this little album
Mhm.
is another thing I would say are pioneers of in this case, you know. So Rainbow's Gold, great song from a Beckett, you know.
Mm.
Yeah, you know, a bit Halaby Dynamy. The next one they did is called Mission from Arry, which is not a song.
Hmm.
Right. Nowadays, man,
Who's
Ev-
Arry?
Steve Harris. Arry.
There you go.
That's how I call him.
Ah.
It's like you call you Auntie. Auntie? Annie T. Yeah. But man, nowadays every band does a behind the scenes documentary
Mhm.
on the road, TikTok, whatever.
That's crazy, guys.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Back in the day, you had the band and the album, and that's all you knew.
Mm.
Maybe there was a time they'd be presenting on a TV show or an interview or something like that, but you didn't know anything about the band, you know?
Mhm.
Maybe a magazine interview. Nowadays, everyone's going to do like be on camera, be going like, "Hello,
Yeah.
please like and subscribe,
Mhm.
like my song." That's how it is. But I love watching behind the scenes of things I like.
Yeah, yeah.
For example, the I Main documentaries,
Mhm.
the Mastodon Studio Diaries are fantastic.
Yeah.
And this was during Power Slave,
Mm.
where we watched the documentary. Steve's bass gear was not working,
Mm.
and Nick goes doing a drum solo, and Steve says to this guy, "Go tell him to extend it," and he doesn't communicate properly. So let's listen and just go along with it, okay?
Yeah,
So let's
yeah.
to preface it, set it up. The guy apparently has been poking Nico in the back with a stick. That's what I remember anyway. If anyone knows the exact details, please email us at listentoimeanbaby@gmail.com. Because there's a bit of of Nico telling the story too. We'll watch that in a bit.
Yeah.
But let's listen to the other thing. It's very fun. Okay, here we go.
You did not deserve to get a bollock. At the time, I know why you got a bollock.
So he's saying bollocking, right? Do you understand that?
Mhm.
A bollocking?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you say that in Australia?
I don't really. I have heard it, but
Yeah. I don't know what the American equivalent is, like telling someone off, you know?
Yeah,
You know, giving a bollocking, right? It's a great word.
Because you don't know what the fuck you're showing about, but he didn't really deserve it.
Now, Steve and Nico are arguing, and Bruce has put a little tape recorder in the corner to record them. They
That's
don't know it's
right,
being
yeah.
recorded, right? Yeah.
All he's trying to do is relay a message from me to you, right? And he went the wrong way about it, okay? Yeah.
Okay, so Steve is acknowledging that the guy that he sent went the wrong way around
Yeah.
about it, right?
He did go the wrong way about it. I tell you what, I mean, it ain't going to happen again.
I don't see where you get steamed. I mean, if the trust was
Well,
going
it got steamed up,
Right, Bruce is stirring this pot there.
Bruce, it's because it fucked me right off, and I knew there was a problem. I still didn't know what it was, even after me. I know that.
All right, so that's fair, right? He's trying to do a drum solo.
Yeah.
Now, the
right.
thing with drum solos is that they can be pretty boring. So as a drummer, you're trying to make it as
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
But imagine a guy poking you in the back, and you
Oh.
know there's a problem, but you don't know what the fuck it is, and you can't stop because you're gonna fuck yourself up. So
Mhm.
No, it's like, and I stopped there, it was like, oh, for fuck's sake. come on, kids, and I'm looking round at them.
Look,
Now's the
can't
time
you
to tell me,
understand?
what's the problem?
Can't you
Oh,
understand?
fucking
If I hadn't tried to get a fucking message through to you, right? It'd have been a lot worse. If I hadn't got my gear done, as it happens, just in the nick of the time I got it done. If I
still didn't get the message.
I know you didn't. But what I'm saying, whatever happens, if I didn't try and get a fucking message to you, you know what I mean?
So they're mad because Steve and the other guys think that Nico's attitude is wrong towards the guy because he basically went off on him.
Yeah.
And Steve was trying to say, well, you know, he didn't do it on purpose, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But, you know.
There's a way of doing things too. Like,
yeah, there is. You know, and I know in the heat of the moment he's pissed off about it, but like, yeah, it's just funny.
Sure, Steve, but the fact is that the guy was not aiming in the right way.
You don't think of things like that, Nick.
No, but that's it.
I'm shouting
on the
at you.
other end on it.
My
I'm on the
gear's
other
gone
end.
down.
It's me that
Listen.
fucked up. I'm the one out there all on my
I
own doing
know.
a drum solo.
And I'm
And I've got
the
fucking
one
talking
that's
to
thinking that I've got fucking like a minute to go before me to get this fucking gear
Yeah, if
right.
somebody gives a message to me,
Yeah.
I mean,
To be fair though, right? I've been on stage many times and I don't know why, but my last band, Cater, he always had gear problems.
yeah,
Always had like something not working or something, whatever. And it is frustrating because you're trying to play. That's why, honestly, going digital prevents a lot of this because you just got one little thing, a couple of buttons, you just press that button and it's on and off.
I don't know if I've told you that. One of my favorite stories of problems on stage
Yeah.
was so in my band I was rhythm guitarist and scratch DJ.
Okay, as you do.
For that song, I was scratch DJing, ready to line up the next sample, trying to. The singer was right next to me, jumping, getting really into it. The stage is moving, my needle is going.
Ah, yes.
But he was really good about it because he just like eyes locked, and I just went, and he just went, got it, and just bounced to the other side of the stage, like legend. But it was just like.
Got it. Well, you know,
Yeah.
you communicated very clearly there.
Right. I wasn't poking him with
No,
a
you didn't
stick.
poke him in the
then,
back with a
so
stick. That's right.
that
That's
was
right.
good, yeah.
Yeah, but there's a lot of things like that, right? Especially
yeah.
problems will happen with gear and things like that. And
What Keita have?
it's always like his.
What does he have a complicated setup or something? Or?
Well, I tried to decomplicate it.
uh-huh.
So basically, we started off with an amp and a pedal board.
Yep.
And I realized that going forward, actually, I had a massive pedal board with a switch and all that stuff, whatever. And I started realizing like I don't need any of this shit. It's just because I just
Yeah.
like collecting pedals, you know.
Mhm.
And I got rid of it and I switched to the Boss GT 1000 Core,
Mhm.
which is like excellent. It did everything I wanted, and it had 3 buttons, and that was it. No
Easy.
problem.
Nice.
Kate, we decided to get him one too to
Mhm.
help him out, but still some issues, or he'd press the wrong button or whatever.
Yeah,
And it's like I said, not everyone is as tech savvy as me,
Mhm.
and I understand that. I never got angry
Yeah,
about it,
yeah.
but he would get really fucked up about it. You know,
Yeah.
he'd make a mistake, and
Did you poke him with a stick?
I did not.
Okay.
But you know, I'd be like, all right, you know, I get why he feels that way. You can't help it, so I understand that feeling. But
Yeah.
you know, you have to go about it in a certain way.
Mhm.
This
it
guy
doesn't
didn't.
matter who it is. I mean, the message
Bruce,
got to
it's
be
different. It's different for you. You're not standing there all on your fucking own having somebody try to get your attention and talk to you. I'm playing a drum
That is
solo,
different.
and the guy's standing a yard to 2 yards behind my
Yeah,
drum
but
riser
trying-
going, fucking what? What? Oh, by the time I got that far, I'm fucking totally fucked. Because I'm not paying attention to my gig, I'm paying attention to what he's trying
Yeah,
to
but
tell
nobody
me.
would have noticed.
All right.
Mm.
Bruce said nobody would have noticed, right? And guess what? He's totally right.
Mm, mm.
No one would give a shit. Most people don't know your songs well enough to know that, oh, that was a mistake there.
Yeah.
Now, with I Made a different story in a song, but a drum solo, no one gives a shit, you
yeah,
know, whatever.
yeah.
So he's right. He's right.
I know
Yeah.
this.
I completely understand that.
Fuck me right up.
But he was
Fuck me right up.
totally doing what I told him to do. And that's getting a message to you. Now, under the fucking heat of the moment and just everything like that, he don't think to fucking tell Bill. He wants to get the message to you, not
Yeah. So Bill is his assistant.
Okay.
He should have told Bill. Then Bill would have told Nico
Mm.
clearly.
Yeah.
But he didn't. He just went straight to Nico, started poking him in the back.
Okay.
So I get it, Nico.
fucking Bill, so he don't think of that. He just tries to get the message to you, right? So he don't fucking deserve to get a bollocking for that. I mean, alright, he got one, I know. Not saying that, but I just don't, you know. I mean,
I don't
fuck
think-
me. Paul's
I
a
don't
nice
think-
guy. He's not like he's fucking, he's an
No,
arsehole.
I know.
Or an idiot.
I know, but he was out of
What's funny too, when you hear Steve and Nico talking,
Mm.
and then Bruce chips in, you can clearly hear the difference in the accent. Like Bruce is
yeah.
not from London, you know, so it's
Mm.
fun. It's fun.
Because he
He
did
wasn't out of
He
order.
wasn't out of order, he was wrong.
He was, because he fucked me up by trying to tour me. If he'd
Nico,
have come up to the
Nico.
riser, look, if he'd have come up to the riser there, I could have fucking heard him.
But Nick,
Cunt was standing behind, sitting down.
yeah, but he was wrong. He made a mistake, but he wasn't out of order.
It wasn't
He
deliberate.
made a
He wasn't out of order. Fucking hell, mate.
mistake.
No, I know it
For
ain't
fuck's sake.
deliberate. I didn't know that at the time, right? I still didn't know that Steve had a problem with his
Well, that's
bass.
what I'm
Luckily
saying.
enough, by the time I finished the Poxy solo, he had his bass.
Great word, poxy.
Yeah.
I love that. The bloody poxy thing, the poxy thing. Yeah. Yeah. That's a weird word to translate, actually.
Yeah.
Poxy just means like, you know, it's not important, you know. This poxy pen, you know.
Yeah.
All it takes is to
The
go
thing was because I bollocked him up, and I had to tell you, and you're going, don't bollock him, go and apologise. Like, fuck am I going to go and apologise to you?
Right, he's saying he's not going to apologise to him now for going off on him.
you got
It's not for me to apologise. I bollocked him because he fucked me up. Rightly, he fucked me up.
No.
He was wrong.
All you got to do, it wasn't wrong.
He was.
It wasn't
He did
wrong.
not handle it. He's not in fucking communicating.
See, this is one of the arguments where you're like, no one's right, no one's wrong.
It's just like you can just keep going.
Yeah, Steve had a problem.
Mhm.
He sent the guy to do it, and the guy did it in the wrong way. But he's still he's just trying to do it, isn't he? He's
Yeah,
just trying to get it done.
yeah.
That's important. Nico is trying to, you know, he understands his position. He's doing the drum solo, someone's poking him in the back, and he's like, "What the fuck's going on?" And you know, afterwards, he shouted at him. But if I was Steve, I would understand. You know, I get it.
It's
He's
in the
doing a drum
moment.
solo.
kind
Yeah,
of
exactly,
thing, man.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, you have to, and it's in the situations. You know, some people just need to get their emotions out, and it's done.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, that's why it's funny because it's just so like no one's
I
right.
don't argue about this, it's fucking stupid. I think you're really out of order, I think, honestly.
No, bollocks. I am not out of order.
Oh, your attitude is out of order.
No, it ain't.
It is.
No, it ain't.
Nick,
Because
No, I ain't. No, I ain't.
he fucked me up.
I know he did.
Well,
he
then
didn't
that's
mean
out
to.
of order. Look, I'm not saying he fucking meant to, Harry.
See, all Nico cares about is that he fucked up the drum solo.
Mm.
See, because he cares about it. You know, he wants
Yeah.
it to be good.
The fact is that he was a dumb cough because he don't know how to fucking communicate
No,
with me on
he's not a
stage.
dumb cough.
He's not fucking
Oh.
stupid.
Well, he fucking certainly did a good job out there this afternoon, didn't he?
He made a mistake because
He
I
made a mistake.
Because I
You sent him. How could he make a mistake?
That's right.
How did he make a mistake?
We make a mistake by not sending Bill first, right?
Well, he made a mistake, right?
Yeah.
Well,
There's a
whatever.
difference between
That's
making
what I'm saying.
There's a difference between making a human
Right, so he
error.
made a mistake, right?
Yeah.
And I'm bringing
So Bruce is trying to say making a human error and making a mistake is different,
It's a mistake.
isn't it?
Mm.
I get it, but it seems a bit like, you know, trying to like, oh, it's a it's a throwaway lighter. It's a fucking matchstick.
It's like,
You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
that because he fucking made me make a mistake. Now, now I can understand what he was talking about after the fact. It remains to be seen. He was on a mission from
I'm
you,
not going to argue about it.
He's on a mission from you. That's why it's called Mission from Harry.
right? Fuck my old boots. It just I can't handle that situation when people think some kind of heavy grief, and it's important to me to get a message like that. Fucking hell. How can I get when I also fuck as well? I wouldn't have minded if I'd have got what it was happening straight. Like on the end, oh right, Harry's got his bass fuck. Right, I'll carry on and do something else. Then that's fine. If I didn't fuck up, but it made me fuck.
It made me fuck.
He totally threw me right out, and he didn't know how to talk to me about it. And I've told him
he's
don't
not,
do
he's
that
not-
again.
It's not there to relay messages.
Anyway, so and then it ends classically with the old famous line, which is at the beginning of this podcast.
Tells him to go
I'm
do
not
something.
concerned with other people that can't fucking talk to me on stage, who don't know how to fucking communicate with me.
But he's not out of
He
order
did not
trying
know
to
how
do
to
it.
communicate with me.
Some country calling this.
yeah. Someone was.
Is that the tape that nearly got ruined? With
That's
the,
right. Exactly. Your good memory.
Yeah.
That tape had Power Slave on it and was almost destroyed.
Whoops. Well, didn't happen, but yeah,
It didn't happen, no.
luckily.
But I'm sure it's a pretty straightforward song, Bruce. You could have remembered it.
Yeah.
Din digga din digga din digga da din din. I think it'd have been alright, you know? But anyway.
Work slave by day.
Power Slave by
By
Night. Yeah. All right. So Mission from Arry is classic,
Mm.
and it's kind of it's one of those things that they're letting people into the inner workings of the band.
Hey.
It's kind of Maiden. People say that Maiden of the band, the brand, the shirts, things like that, are one of the first bands to do that really successfully.
Mhm.
Metallica based themselves on that.
Right.
But doing this kind of thing too, it's they're kind of the first band to be like behind this.
Yeah,
From what I
yeah.
know, anyway. And maybe there is something else better. I would like to hear from you. Like I say, guys, it's not a podcast where I'm like saying I know everything and this is what it is.
He only thinks that.
That's right. It's all anecdotal.
Yes.
And if you do know something that is correct,
Fill us in.
more correct than what I'm saying, let us know.
Oi.
Yes. Anyway, there we go. So fantastic. So yeah, I would say in terms of the B-sides, the Beckett song, Rainbow's Gold is a decent song, but it's just they just made it into a simple, plain rock song. The next one would be King of Twilight. So in terms of King of Twilight, we've got the song was originally recorded by a progressive rock group called Nectar, formed in Hamburg by British band Expatriates who lived and recorded in Germany. Like the Beatles, right? They were in Germany doing all that kind of stuff. The Maiden cover version of this song is actually a merging of the two separate songs, King of Twilight and Crying in the Dark, from the 1972 album A Tab in the Ocean.
So early 70s.
Yeah, early
Explains a
70s.
lot.
That's right.
Yep.
Their influences, right?
Mhm.
It's quite a good song and features some very interesting drumming and bass work by Nico and Steve. And Rod's quote said, Steve was a big fan of the British band who based himself in Germany. I recall when we first toured Japan, in interviews, Steve talked of his love for Nectar, which led to a big increase in their sales in Japan due to the interest generated. There we go, see? That's what happens, right?
Yeah.
If you name drop someone or whatever, that's why rappers are smart, see? They do all features and, each of the songs. Rock guys don't do that much. Maybe a little bit more recently, but, you should do that more.
Diss tracks.
Yeah. Diss tracks or, feature, have like 10 people on one song. It works, man. It works. All right, let's check out this original. Which is not fair because it's a mix of two songs. This part happens like halfway through the I'm In one. It's funny because a lot of Steve's influences all have organs in them and keyboards.
Yeah, right.
And it's like later on, he's like, I can finally put them in. So technically,
Synths.
right, exactly. Steve technically has always been into keyboards, just couldn't get them into the band. But if he likes this, then he must like keyboards. And also vocally, if this is what Steve is into vocally, no way Diano was cutting it, right?
Oh, man.
No wonder he loves Bruce so much, man. It's pretty cool, right? It's got a cool like did it and whatever. Let's listen to what the band came up with. Old Iron Maiden. Could Steve's bass be any louder?
Right?
It's just a.
It's
It's just a. I just want to play a bunch of random shit in a song or whatever. Man, I love the mix of Power Slave. These songs sound so clear and good.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's exactly the song we just heard. This sounds like it's just about to go into 2 minutes of midnight.
Yeah, right?
It's good. All right, so basically, guys, we listened to these songs beforehand, and then we just do a quick skip through,
Yeah.
and then we'll talk about it then. So yeah, I think like this is my favorite one of all of them. But once again, it's still one of these things that
No, you're
whenever,
totally right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
When I
yeah,
listen
yeah.
to it, I just this this sounds like a straightforward rock song.
Mm.
They've done really well covering it, but when you hear Iron Maiden, one of their songs, it's like, oh, this is way better, you know?
Yeah.
And it is. That's why I think Iron Maiden doing covers is hilarious because, like, it just it really does highlight how interesting and unique they really are. Like,
Yeah, their own thing, man.
and even Maiden has a certain chord progression they always use, right? But it's just a progression. It's not like based on just going dun, 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 dun. It's like there's just so much bounce and
Yeah.
life and liveliness to their songs. It's just unbelievable. So, and even when it's kind of a bit wanky, like Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, it still like comes together, and it's just I don't know.
Yeah. No, these not bad, but it's Iron Maiden not turned up to 11.
Exactly, it's not up to 11.
Yeah.
So whenever I hear these B-sides, it just feels like, oh, that's why I like Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
Because I don't because the other option is this, you know what I mean? Which is not bad, Yeah, of course, a lot of other bands, they're more interesting bands, play these covers. Anyway, there we go. That'll do, mate. That'll do. So yeah, I like all those. They're decent covers, There's nothing wrong with them at all. But they are covers of bands that are not Iron Maiden, and so they're trying to do they're trying to stick kind of close to the original too. So because of that, it's not as Maiden-y as it could be, or whatever.
Yeah.
But in the future, there's for example, there's an Iron Maiden tribute album made, and almost everyone does like a unique version of their songs, because if they try and do it like the Iron Maiden way, they can't do it, it's just not as good. So you have to try and make it slower or like whatever, you do, but we'll get to that one day. Anyway, so you can follow us at Listen to Iron Maiden Baby. Email us at listen@ironmaidenbaby@gmail.com. Patreon, Listen to Iron Maiden Baby. And for $1, you can watch all the videos, contact us wherever you want. Anyone, please email us about anything you want to talk about. We'll read it out. It's good fun.
Yeah, thanks for the emails today.
Yes, thank you very much, everyone. Tex and what was it? Tex and
Even Steven.
That's right, Tex and Even Steven. Stevens. Boring name, but whatever. I'm sure you're a cool guy.
Oh, he's starting again.
Yeah. So Mastodon, man, check them out.
Yeah, man, I definitely will be. That's some good shit.
I don't recommend the first album. It's too sludgy.
Yeah.
The one with the horse.
What, you mean like mixing wise or riffs?
Yeah, it's just and the riff. It's just too like.
Yeah.
Because they didn't really have a singer, so they're all just kind of screaming over it.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Blood Mountain and Leviathan and Crack the Sky. We will be back in the next pod with No Prayer for the Dying.
Ooh, it begins.
That's right. And once again, what we're going to do is take it quite slow, but we're going to watch a bit of the media at this time between the what's going on with the band, how they're feeling, because Adrian's gone. And
no need to rush it, man. What? We know you guys. We've been about 50 something episodes, but
yes,
we'll still keep it slow.
Yeah, but the songs, man, are gonna kind of blow your mind because it's like, this isn't Power Slave, because they're not trying to be Power Slave. They're trying to be someone else, and I don't know. Does it work? Find out next time.
Hey.
Yes. We will be back with No Prayer for the Dying.
Don't know it yet.
We shall see. Anyway, guys, catch you next time.
Take it easy, guys.